Can we create a detailed analytics report pack from scratch in under 30 seconds? Let's give it a shot. Start the timer now. First, I'm going to connect to the Client Zero account. I've just finished the financial statements, but I want to give them another detailed analytics report pack to go with it. They'll get a deeper understanding of the business, maybe they'll be a little bit impressed, and maybe they'll also get a taste of what it's like to get more ongoing reporting from me. So I've pulled the Xero data in, and now generating the report in the software. We're going to be well under the 30 seconds. Stop the clock. Let's download the PDF and take a quick look what's included in the default annual report pack before we make any changes. Our firm's branding is included on the cover page. We've got a contents page, an executive summary where we can add as much important information as we like, a disclaimer that we can change or take out, charts for the profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow statement, profit ratios, cash flow ratios. We can make as many custom charts as we like under the Pro Analytics version, including any data from anywhere in the system. Got a profit and loss statement. Again, in the Pro Analytics version, we can do monthly granularity and year-to-dates. In the annual report packs, we just do annual reports. All the way down to EBITDA, net profit after tax. We then have a common size version. Everything is a percentage of total revenue. We've got a balance sheet, full detailed, and a common size version of the balance sheet. And importantly, we've got a cash flow statement. Starting at operating revenue, plus or minus all the individual working capital items, getting us down to operating cash flow, eventually down to net cash flow and the closing cash at bank. And we also do the cash flow the other way, where we start at EBIT and we do the movements of some of the key P&L items, the working capital movements, again down to operating cash flow, net cash flow and closing bank. And then very importantly, we've got our ratio report. For each period, we're showing our margins, our P&L margins, cash flow margins, our efficiencies in our debtor days, our inventory, WIP, creditor days, current ratios. We've got things like our debt to equity ratio, interest cover ratio, return on equity and dividend yield. In the Pro Analytics version, we can also create our own custom KPIs and track them budget versus actual, even forecast them. And we can even make custom ratios out of any data in the system or any of the custom KPIs we've made as well. Now, I just want to quickly show you two of my favorite features with annual report packs. Firstly, it's annotating reports with notes. So you can see I've run a profit and loss statement, I've clicked on an amount, I can add a note. That note then appears as subtext number 1 and a footnote at the bottom. I can add as many notes as I like to profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow, ratio reports, as many as you like, just to show the client that you've looked at the reports and maybe there's things that are going to come up in discussion with the client later on. The second thing is that we're going to show the report in normalized versions as well. What I mean by that is we've got the profit and loss statement. It's per the tax returns or per the bookkeeping records, but maybe you want to talk about the underlying real normalized profits. We do that in a scenario. I'm going to create adjustments. Now, maybe I'm going to find a particular amount that I want to adjust by a certain percentage by a certain amount. That's fine. Here, just a proof of concept. I'm going to exclude some accounts out of the P&L altogether. Just some very strange, abnormal kind of accounts that don't really belong in the underlying profit of the business. I'm going to do a bulk adjustment for these accounts. I'm going to say they're abnormal. You'll see they've highlighted blue. That means there's changes made. I can now run a normalized version of that profit and loss. And that normalized version now doesn't have those accounts, or if I've only made a 10% discount add back to the accounts, that'll then be changed. Any changes you make will be reflected there. I've also got an adjustment report to see that those granular adjustments. Now, when I go back and run an annual report pack bundle again, what you'll find is when I download this report, it'll have not only will have those annotations that are made to the P&L, it'll also have the before and after normalized versions of those reports. Let's take a quick look. The report's automatically updated for our changes. If I go down to the profit and loss statement, you'll see we have the subtext for the footnote. And because we create adjustments, we're going to have an extra section called an analytics scenario where it shows our before and after adjustments version. In the Pro Analytics version, we could have also created forecasts, budgets, custom charts, all these kind of things. Here we're just doing some simple changes in our annual report packs. And because we've normalized the numbers, we now get normalized versions of the charts. So before and after normalized P&Ls, cash flows. We get the granular report of all the adjustments we've made. And then of course we get the normalized version of the P&L. We know it's normalized because it says at the top. Again, we could go through and we could have annotated this with comments as well. We get the normalized common size report, we get the normalized cash flow report, and importantly, we get the normalized ratio report. That's just a quick look at the annual report packs. We can get a report pack done in under 30 seconds if we need to. We can also spend the time to customize it and flesh it out more. Now remember, we've got two types of subscriptions, the annual report packs, which is what we're seeing today, and the Pro Analytics packs. The Pro Analytics subscriptions have a lot more detail. We can do monthly reporting, we can do budget versus actuals, we can do forecasting, create custom charts, custom KPIs and ratios, all those kind of things. Check out on our website the difference between the two different subscriptions and the pricing difference. You can have one or both packs running at the same time and just put your clients into the pack that suits them the most. Now remember, if you haven't already, go and check out the quick start video. That'll give you a step-by-step guide on annual reports and Pro Analytics, and check out our documentation. And if at any time you do get stuck, just hit us up at support@analyticsultimate.com.